Hi guys, we have a Rowdy. Say hi. Hi. He's, he's so chilled out right now, and most of the time. But Rowdy was born on the 28th of July, um, and at 1:35 in the afternoon. And so that means he's 8 days old right now. So, the last video it did was the Friday before he was born. He was born that following Tuesday. I had just gone to the doctor, and she checked me, and I was about 1 centimeter dilated and about like 80% effaced. And then I started having contractions soon after I made the video. I actually started cramping real bad all afternoon, took a nap, which is not my personality, and then lost my mucus plug that evening. And then after that, as soon as I lost it, cramping went away for a while, and then I started having timed contractions um, start setting in, and they were about 15 minutes apart, which was tolerable. Didn't really know that they were contractions. Kind of just felt like menstrual cramping, like I had said in my past video. Um, but they were coming in waves, and they were so consistent. So I wasn't feeling a whole lot of pressure, or it wasn't coming around to the front. It was just that back pain. So we weren't really worried about it, and they weren't all that uncomfortable, but very noticeable. I woke up the next day, still going on, so we decided we would walk. I was eating a lot of spicy food because I was like, you know what, if they're going to start now, because they happened all night, I might as well go ahead and start trying to kick labor in and see if my body won't progress a little bit. So, kept doing that. That was all day Saturday. By Saturday evening, they were all just 10 minutes apart. Still tolerable, very annoying because it had been about 24 hours by that point that I had been contracting. And then Sunday comes around. They go to 5 minutes that afternoon. So we went, and my doctor had said if they go to 5 minutes for an hour, um, you need to go to the hospital. So we went to the hospital, triage. They monitored me and sent me home later that night. I wasn't making any progress, and but the contractions were definitely there, and they were about 3 to 5 minutes apart. So they sent me home with something to help me sleep. That helped somewhat, but still was up all night, just moaning and groaning, 3 to 5 minutes apart. And so my dad, my brother, and my nephew came into town um, because we knew we were pretty close. My body was not stopping, and so that was really nice to have them here. We went to breakfast the Sunday morning. Um, or no, the Monday morning after I went to the hospital, and I was in excruciating pain. That was the hardest breakfast to make it through. I'm ordering and in the middle of a contraction, and I'm like gripping my jeans. I was like, oh my gosh, this is killing me. Um, and it wasn't the pain that bothered me. It was just the how slow everything went. The lack of progress, and how I just kept having them, kept having them, and my body was not kicking into active labor. And so I can tolerate the pain as long as I know that it's for something. Anyways, but it was all worth it in the end. So on the way home from breakfast, I called the doctor's office, and I was like, look, I went in the hospital. They're getting stronger by the minute. Please, help me out. So they told me to come on in to the office. So Ty and I went in. She checked me, and it was clear by that point I was not feeling well at all. And I had not made much progress, but she went ahead and told me to go to the hospital and wrote me an order for them to put me on fluids and give me something for the pain. And so I get there, and they didn't put me in a triage room. They put me in a labor and delivery room to monitor me, and my contractions just kept getting stronger and was not making any progress still. So they stripped my membranes to see if that would help, and it helped a little bit, but not enough for active labor. So throughout all the pain, or just the pain medication and all the fluids, my body was still it was getting harder and harder. So they decided to keep me that evening, take me off the monitors, and let me get a lot of rest because they were going to induce me the next day. So I went into the doctor's office thinking I was coming home, and didn't come home. So I was having trouble sleeping all that night, just because of the pain. I don't think it really hit me what we were about to go through. I think just because I was so ready, I'd been preparing myself just mentally and spiritually and emotionally, and you know, it was just time. I felt good about it. My body felt good, like it was ready to take on all of this, and of course, my heart was completely open and ready to accept this new little sweetness. Anyway, so could barely sleep that night because I was in a lot of pain, and woke up about 5:30, and the bag of Pitocin's hanging there, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's really happening. Um, and so they started my Pitocin soon after, and I then real quick after that I slipped, another centimeter or so, and the midwife came and broke my water, and that really got things started. I was so excited by that point, I wasn't realizing the pain and the harder contractions that were coming. I'd just been putting up with them for so long that I was just dealing with it. And she said, "Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get the epidural going because usually, when we do this, it's gonna go quick. So let's go ahead and do it." And I was like, "What? Okay, I don't even feel like I need it, but whatever. Let's go for it." He came in by 7 o'clock. From 5:30 to 7 o'clock, I had the pitocin started, my water broken, and an epidural started. So it was like clockwork, and they took such good care of me. They were phenomenal. I had the best nursing staff in that hospital. I am so thankful. They were all angels. They were just wonderful. Um, so I everything went pretty quick after that. Just I was very numb. There was a lot of pressure, and and she checked me. About 12. I was 5 centimeters. At about 12:30, I was 8 centimeters, and soon after that, I was ready to push for 45 minutes, and they were, threatening to get the vacuum and stuff like that. I wasn't stressed out because I was almost in, I wasn't hurting or anything, but I was in like this meditative state, just focusing on Ty, and just getting myself ready to connect with him when he came out, and just really focusing on, my body and uh, what I was doing at that point, and just soaking it all up, every moment of it, as much as I could. And so I really appreciate the fact that I took the time to do that and was able to do that, um, because I I will never forget those moments ever, ever, ever. It was phenomenal. So we pushed, and he went into the deceleration where his heart rate was going up and down with the contractions, and they started to get really worried about that. So we need to get him out quick, and they, uh, finally we got him out without the vacuum, thank God, and he ended up having the cord wrapped around his neck, and he came out sideways, meaning his head came out facing to the side, but also his shoulders came out up and down until they were able to twist him. And so, needless to say, I had one heck of an episiotomy, and so I've been healing, but I feel amazing. He's done so well. Breastfeeding was a little hard at first, not because of him, but because of my anatomy. And but we've taken care of that, and everything is absolutely perfect. So we're just exclusively breastfeeding, and Ty and I are just smitten. Ty's already just the most amazing dad. He knows. I mean, he's just as connected with him as I am, and the instincts just kicked in instantly. So, and I'm really thankful to have my family there, my mom and my nephew and my dad and my brother. That was so special. So, actually, we're getting ready to have Ty's dad come in the door any minute now, and so just surrounded by a lot of love. And so, yeah, that's my labor and delivery story. Hope all is well out there, and I'll catch you up with a first week postpartum update. So take care.